Hey everyone. Okay, Kazumaki here. I'm gonna be talking about the chapters of 139 and 138 of Attack on Titan, and giving my final predict on it and everything and my rating. So hopefully you agree with me. If you don't, it's fine. This is all my video, so it's my opinion, and I respect anybody who has a good argument against why they didn't like it, not just like you know dumb fans who are like, "Oh, Aaron simped this all this time." Like he didn't simp for three fucking seasons or four. Like you have to realize that they're teenagers, and the choices he made was for his loved ones. It wasn't just all for Mikasa. If it was all for Mikasa, he would have killed everybody and went to go live a happy life with her, even though all the war would have still been going on. Now, those type of fans are just I don't know, they're Dragon Ball fans or something. No offense to y'all, but really, are y'all really calling Eren a simp after what he did? Like he killed 80% of the population, which is crazy. But I'm gonna give my final rating on it and what I liked about it. Now, I am kind of happy with what I predicted. This isn't spoilers. Um, I predicted that Armin. Well, it is gonna be spoilers, my bad. But I predicted that Armin and Aaron were gonna go see the worlds that they wanted together, and they did get to see that. They got to do that, and we got to get closure in 139 because of what happened in 138. And I liked that. That was good. The dialogue between them was really good. I liked it, and I also predicted that Mikasa was gonna kill Aaron, which I liked that she did, because that was her beloved and everything. They loved each other. Obviously, they was very strong, and I predicted that Mikasa was gonna be the one to kill him and stab him through the chest and like kiss him, even though it was somewhat close to what I said. It was Aaron what you even call it? I mean Mikasa cutting off Aaron's head and kissing him, which I liked, and it made it even all the more sad when Aaron explained and gave back their memories, and he was like, "Oh, I did all of this for you to make you guys seem like the good guys." Because who's gonna forgive Aaron after killing 80% of the population? Like, yeah, his friends would because they understand what he was doing, even though it was all for him, all for them. But the people weren't gonna see that, and it was cool that they named, a whole faction of a war like Jaeger. I thought that was really cool. So another thing I want to explain too is like I don't understand why so many people. I mean, I can understand why so many people are upset with the ending, but it's like it's the most realistic and you know not happy ending, and I think that's why it's going to be so memorable. Like people are mad and upset, and that's a good thing. Like they're passionate about it, and I don't think it was rushed. I don't think it was bad. Like I think it was really good. This was definitely, I think, the most realistic ending, and it is sad how Mikasa and Aaron, out of all people, didn't get the ending they deserve. Like we got Reiner and Annie to live, and that's really how it is. I mean, like that's how the world really is. It's like there's not always a happy ending. People who deserve that you think deserve that shouldn't be alive are alive, and if you're calling Aaron a simp for doing all this, it wouldn't make no sense because he didn't simp for Mikasa for like 3 seasons, and I think it's really stupid that people are calling him a simp because not only that, they were teenagers in love, and he was doing it all for them, and he knew that he couldn't live a life with Mikasa if he was just gonna have 4 years left. You know what I'm saying? And the whole reason for his sacrifice, because a lot of the show shows that it took sacrifice. Like Erwin, Levi's partners, a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm here to explain is like a lot of the show took sacrifice to get where they're at and to get to peace. And what Aaron was doing was he was going to make himself seem like the bad guy. And that's why at 139, Armin comes out and says, I killed Eren Yeager because that was Eren's plan all along after he erased their memories. And once they got it back, they realized that Eren was doing all of this for them and pushing themselves, even though they knew and even though they explained, it explains it more of why he did it. He did it because he wanted to make them seem like the good guys, so the hatred between Marlians and Eldians could, end. And another thing too was a lot of people seem to think it's a plot hole that Ymir disappeared right after Mikasa killed Eren, and that's not the case. That Eren even said it was inevitable to show, all the outcomes, and this is the outcome he chose. And when Mikasa killed Eren, it was to show that Ymir, that you can kill your loved ones, you can stop, you know, doing this for them, and that was the point because she was in love with the king, even though the king made the king made his children eat her body and everything. It was so weird and disgusting, and the king wasn't a good idol at all, obviously. And what I'm saying is, it made Ymir smile and realize that. Sorry about that, but it made Ymir realize that what you call it, that you can live and be happy without your loved one and go to the next life. And it is really sad to like show that that this is the ending, but it's also the most realistic one. And yeah, and it was sad when Eren and Mikasa had the same dreams, but obviously they couldn't be fulfilled. And another thing I want to point out, if Eren didn't sacrifice himself, Ymir wouldn't have taken away Titans being, Titans existing. So that was another big factor, I guess, that everyone's overlooking, that, without Eren doing this, Titans would still exist, and what would be the point if he got to get rid of more of the population instead of, like, he already got rid of 80? What would be the point if he got rid of 100% and it was just him and his friends? They would still have the the power of the Titans, and they would still just to give, like, live their 4 years left for how many years each of them had. So the fact that Eren sacrificed everything for himself and for them was super selfish, and I thought it was a really good and sad ending. And it was, it was good. I liked it. It was the most unexpected and the most dark ending as well. I mean, another thing too is like what happened in 138 is when all of them turned into Titans. I was super shocked, and I was like, I was kind of upset because I was like, what was the point of like all those sacrifices and they're gonna die if they got that far? But they fixed it in 139. Once Ymir realized what Eren did, she took away she took away and made Titans non-existent. And that's what I think really made a big change for this manga, is that Eren really sacrificed everything to for his beloved ones, even though a lot of them did die. And yeah, I mean, that's my final, thoughts and what I think about the manga. If you don't like it, I mean, it's your personal opinion. Tell me why you didn't like it. I know there are some more plot holes that I'm probably missing, but this is just me coming fresh out of like reading it and everything, and I honestly did like it. It is a sad ending. I would have preferred I mean, I wouldn't have been mad if they had a happy ending as well, but like Aaron said, it was the most inevitable thing to do, because who would forgive him for doing all this? I know his friends would, but really, who would forgive him? And like the whole point of it was to make him look like the villain in the end when he was actually the hero. Even though he manipulated most of the timeline and all that, um, this was his best possible outcome as well, because he even said that he overlooked trying to save Armin when Bertold was gonna eat him, and that Armin almost died, but he got to fix that because of Levi choosing to save Armin as well. But yeah, I think honestly, in my opinion, I give it a 8, a strong 8 or 9. Thinking about it more now, I was gonna give it an 8 or 7, which sounds crazy, even though I liked it, but an 8 or 9 for me. Um, I don't know if I would say it was a 10 out of 10 for me. This is just my opinion, but I really did like it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was sweet that Mikasa was the one that got to kill Eren and still kiss him. And like some people say that it was like a hallucination when she saw a happy flashback with him, like them living their lives. But that's what I'm saying is like either way, either outcome, if Eren didn't do this, he would still just get to live a short life, and the Marleyan War or whatever would still be going on. So what he did wasn't inevitable either. He chose to like save the world, even though people don't see it as that. That's how I see it. He chose to save his friends and save the world. And if his friends didn't turn back to like humans and making Titans non-existent, yeah, I could see why people would be upset. But John and Connie and Reiner and all of them, they got to live, which I liked, because that's really how it is. I mean, some, I mean, it's not no one's fault that Reiner and Annie were looked as the main villains, because they were all fighting for something. They were all brainwashed, even though Eren knew what he was doing, but it's not like Eren could go back and save and change everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not possible. So that's why this was the most realistic and I think perfect ending for this manga. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and